Popping champagne, those footage you see in there came from the drifting competition that is ongoing as a series. And with me, I have won, yes, a trophy. I didn't win this trophy, but I have the trophy at the moment to celebrate with members from the Tobago Drift Association. And with us this morning, we have Jaraad Stewart to my far right, and my immediate right, we have Mr. Jaraad Benjamin. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Right. I mean, you're all accustomed to sitting because you are drifters. But in a static position is not normal for you all, I'm assuming. No need to comment on that, but you all would have participated in the Drift Motion 3 competition, which is held by the Trinidad and Tobago Drift Association. Let me just start with Jaraad to my far right. You won a particular category. Tell us about it.
All right, so it is the prospect category. I was able to cup the first place trophy. It is an ongoing series. This is number 3 in the series. Number 1, the first one I don't go to for personal reasons. Number 2, I came first. And number 3, I came first as well.
Okay, and let me bring Jaraad Benjamin into the conversation. You finished third in a particular category. Is it the same category you're speaking to?
Yes, this is also the prospect category. As well, I wasn't able to attend the first leg of the competition. This is a new chassis I'm basically transferred to. So I'm basically competing and learning the car at the same time. Oh. So I was able to cup the third place in the third leg of the competition.
Okay, so you're talking chassis, and you're talking about your conversion into a different chassis, and naturally you're talking techniques and that kind of stuff. We want to get a little background in terms of the sport drifting. Of course, you're representing Tobago Drift Association at this competition that is held in Trinidad.
Correct.
Just to be clear.
Correct.
Okay, so let's go to the inception. So I would start with you, Mr. Benjamin. Naturally, you would have been, in your mind, a good driver, but what inspired you to get involved in drifting, the technique of oversteering and that kind of stuff?
All right, so I always had a passion for motorsport. So prior to drifting, I was involved in the motorcycle club, which is Tobago Mission Riders Motorcycle Association, and further from that, I transferred into drifting. All right, I think it's the thrill and the adrenaline that you get, being able to intentionally oversteer a vehicle while having control of it at the same time. So that really, bring the adrenaline to me.
Okay, and of course, Jaraad Stewart, same storyline, or you have your unique
well, mine is slightly different. Well, anybody who knows me knows I was front-wheel drive before. I used to do tricks and stunts with a front-wheel drive. It is similar to the rear-wheel drive and the drifting. So it was an easy transformation for me. Everybody used to see me doing the tricks with the front wheel drive and saying, hey, you go be good at this, you go be good at this. And to be honest, at the start, it was just something that I tried. I don't know that I would have fallen in love with the sport. It was just, all right, because I did off-roading, I did drag and wine, I did drags. So let me try the drifting. And I found my place.
Right. And naturally, I mean, in terms of space, like an isolated space for the sport, I know by the stadium there, and then, of course, when there's these major car shows and stuff, drifting is on display. But in terms of the sport as something that you're earning from, where's the sport in your view at the moment? In 2024, there are these competitions like the drift motion and so on, but where's the sport from a financial standpoint? Somebody who may not have a clue, thinking that it's just excitement, it's just taking part in a few series and stuff, but I could take your comment first, Mr. Stewart.
I don't think it is profitable or as profitable as it should be. It isn't a money-making sport right now. I think most drifters are in the deficit. It is a love, it is a vice right now. It isn't something that the government is fully involved in so that we get in returns on it. I mean, if you win a competition, sometimes there's a cash prize of the money, but most times the cash prize is a drop in the bucket of the money that you're spending to even prepare for the event. So it is really a vice and a love. You have to have a love and a passion for it.
All right, and the type of vehicles, sometimes the type of investment that go into maintaining the vehicle. And so what type of vehicles we talking about? Because, I mean, the average man might just see the drifting and the smoke and the tires and the oversteering from the outside. But what type of vehicles? I know you mentioned that you convert into a new chassis, but tell us what type of vehicles you are accustomed to and the ideal vehicles to take part in this sport.
Right, so, I mean, it's simple. Basically, where you need to start drifting is having a rear wheel vehicle with a lock-up diff, and that will create the braking and the traction for you. So, like for me, I had a C34 Laurel that I started off with, and then I worked my way. I saved and I purchased a S chassis. So I moved from a C34 to a S chassis.
Right.
All right.
And persons may look at it because your colleague there, he mentioned, is more the excitement, is a vice, as opposed to it being at a level where you could comfortably earn $1 on a frequent basis and sustain yourself and even purchase other things that would help you in the competition and stuff. But where I'm trying to understand, how often would you take part in a competition to fulfill that vice or that passion for the sport?
All right, so I mean, throughout the year there are several competitions and also several events like car shows and stuff. Last year in November, I was awarded the opportunity to take the vehicle to Guyana. So I was able to go to Guyana with the vehicle to showcase the talent of drifting over there, because that's something that they're not really accustomed to there. So it was while fulfilling your desire and your passion, you were able to showcase something different.
Okay. Mr. Stewart, of course, persons would be familiar with you with your tricks and stuff, but you too would naturally want to showcase your talent, not just in Tobago, not just in Trinidad, but regionally and so on. Were you privy to those type of competitions abroad as well?
No, I never got the opportunity to go. The only person that got the opportunity from Tobago is Jaraad.
Okay. And what is how popular is it in Tobago in terms of numbers, a ballpark figure? Is there like the association would have its membership, but is there a big following with regards to drifting in Tobago?
Yes, it is, and it is continuously growing. It is further than it was a couple of years ago. I think COVID slowed it down a bit. When I came into drifting, COVID hit.
Okay.
So between COVID and now, it has grown a lot.
But if a young person listening now and they into cars and they consider drifting. Because for me, I play Gran Turismo and Need for Speed, and I could do it on a control, and I could try a thing with my vehicle, but I'm no kind of professional in terms of drifting. But if somebody wants to start, where can they go to start to learn? Is it you have to be fortunate to have a friend or a relative who could teach you, or is there a particular system where they could join the association and learn how to be a successful drifting or drift driver?
All right. So what I could say on that is familiarize yourself with persons involved in the same passion, right? So what that would do is limit the amount of, how to put it, money that you would spend unnecessarily, because like Jaraad and myself, when we came into drifting, the knowledge that we have now about, building the cars and doing certain things, we weren't privy to that before. So you would have found that we spent a lot of money that shouldn't be spent.
Okay.
Right? So for me, I would tell somebody interested in drifting, start small, get as much knowledge as you can from persons who are already involved in it.
Mr. Stewart, you mentioned not much government involvement as yet in the sport. Financially, yes, financially. But where you envision drifting going in terms of the tourism product, as a sport tourism in particular. As I mentioned earlier on, people would flock the stadium or parade grounds for these car shows. When you all go down to the events, for the competition, the tournaments, the series, and so on, you would get persons coming. But seeing drifting as part of the sport tourism product and to attract even tourists to come to see the likes of Jaraad and the likes of Jarion and all the other drifters, where do you envision the sport going?
I would like to see the drifting sport be treated just as any other sport. So just like football or cricket, where there's teams and the government assistance to even push the sport. It is one of the most attractive sports in the world. It is one of the most highly paid sports in the world. So I think we have a lot of skilled drivers here, and I think we are shooting ourselves in the foot by not copying the opportunity to actually push it as a tourism product.
And you mentioned one of the highly paid sports in the world. So when you talked about the financial situation earlier on, you're speaking specifically to Trinidad and Tobago, as opposed to the potential to earn or to have a career. You can be a professional drift driver. That's what.
Yes, you can be.
What is the association doing? And you can speak to the Tobago Association, but even the Trinidad and Tobago Association. Is it just competitions that they embark on, or?
Well, together with TMA, that's Tobago Motorsport Association. I think that's we could call that the parent group for Tobago for motorsport. They are actually trying and in conversations with the government, trying to push motorsport as an element. So we are getting somewhere, step by step. It's going to take some time. And I think in the next couple of years, we should see a bit of improvement with the support that the TMA is giving. I think also people also need to see the drifting and the motorsport as not just wildness, but actually a skill that is being performed.
A skill that is being performed. Important coming there from Mr. Stewart. Looking at the potential for growth, and as you say, you have your vision, and of course in the collaboration with all the stakeholders to come on board. Going back to the competition though, I see 4 trophies here. So this is the 3rd place for the prospect category, and we have some other trophies here. So going back to the competition element, how long would this competition run for, and what are the goals you all set out on behalf of the Tobago drift drivers?
Well, basically, the competition will run throughout the year, right? Ending in November, I think November, right? It's, how to put it, it's like being able to put Tobago on the map, basically in the drifting arena.
Okay.
right? Because over the years, we would have seen that Trinidad would have been dominating the drift arena. So we basically have a goal to, show that we have skilled drivers here as well, while enjoying what we do.
Okay, and what about the personnel who would, or the mechanics and so on, who would aid in the maintenance and that kind of stuff? Is it vibrant, or you have to go elsewhere to maintain your vehicle? Because a young person may not be skilled like you all, but they would be skilled in the mechanical part of it. Just give us an idea in terms of the mechanics.
Well, fortunately, we are our own mechanics. I am the owner of B2 Auto Mechanical and Air Conditioning Service.
Okay.
So I basically do majority of the work on my vehicle.
All right.
Jaraad himself, he does work on his vehicle as well,
Well, I get
along
you.
with other persons.
And also, as I asked you about training young persons to be drift drivers, but also passing on that knowledge with regards to the mechanics is naturally part of the work that you all do as well.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Then I understand that you all have a charity event coming up. Tell us about it.
All right, so the charity event is Books on Wheels. This is the second event. It is Books on Wheels 2. It is our event geared towards kids. It is a back-to-school event. We have a lot of giveaways. We're giving away some stationery, books, drinks. We have a lot of games for the kids to play. We have the bouncy castle, the face painting. And the main attraction, obviously, is the drifting. We have the car show vehicles, the static vehicles, a few music vehicles, but the main attraction is the drifting. We have a couple of drifters coming up from Trinidad also. It's going to be a really nice event. Right now things are coming along nicely. The event is on August the 25th. Okay. Yeah, Shaw Park Complex, at Shaw Park Complex. We have a couple sponsors on board already that we would like to thank also. Berry Link on board, AVT General Services, Shaw Park Complex, Logan Supplies, and anybody else who would really like to reach out can give us a call, 399-4589 or 620-8969. Any one of those numbers, you could just give us a call.
You all giving away cars?
No.
Of course, I'm joking, but it's always good to give back, and I endorse 100% the charity. Books and Wheels.
Books and Wheels.
Books and Wheels, and of course, and if persons want to get more information apart from the numbers, there a particular page they could go on.
Yes, you actually have Books and Wheels events page on Facebook. You could just go on the event page. Any information that is not there that you would like to know, you could message the page or call the number that I just gave, 399-4589.
All right. In terms of what is next for you both can take the answer separately. I know the competition is ongoing until November, as you mentioned. But what is next? And also, how do you balance your ordinary life with committing to this sport of drifting? Because some may think that is dangerous. Is it really dangerous if you know what you're doing? I know I asked you 3 questions in one. So I'm asking about the safety, I'm asking about what is next, and also how you balance your everyday life with participating in a sport like drifting.
All right, so with any motor vehicle sport, there are associated risks with it. All right, so what we do, we try to make sure that we practice safety. So we wear helmets, we have harnesses that will strap us in the vehicle safely, and it's done in a controlled environment. So you don't have like oncoming traffic and stuff like that. So you have to look out for those things. Right? It is a dangerous sport, but it's also a controlled sport as well.
Okay.
Right?
And in terms of balancing your everyday life with finding time to learn a new technique or a new drift, I don't know what you call it, a drift spin, a drift move, when you find time to balance and get in the practice.
All right, because we are both entrepreneurs and we have our own businesses, it's kind of difficult for us to do so. Some persons are fortunate to have sim devices that they could do it from at home.
Oh.
Right, so there's a simulator that you could copy exactly what you're going to do in real life on the game.
Okay.
All right, but for us it's basically when we have the time to go out there and practice, we utilize the stadium and we practice for events coming up.
Okay, you share the same sentiments, Mr. Stewart?
Yeah, I do. The balance it is a difficult thing because with any love and passion, people tend to overdo. It's advice. People tend to overdo. So that is a lifestyle so the support system is what is needed at this time. A person by your side, a good mate by your side to say, hey, you have to relax a little bit.
Right.
To put your family life in order. You will get back to this. That kind of reaction would be nice also.
Nice. Well, I congratulate you all for the trophies that you already win, and of course the work that you're doing for the sport, and would only wish you all the best in the competition and in the future. But before we close, these categories, there's a variety of categories, but I could get from either one of you, from both of you, your unique skill sets or what you're known for. I know you mentioned your skills when you front wheel, but I could take either one of you in terms of take the opportunity to promote yourself and of course your skill.
All right, so I tend to more practice the precision driving in the sport. I think there's different categories to place drifters. I tend to more focus on the precision driving, which is why Wallafield isn't my, or the Wallafield style drifting isn't my first preference. There's the car park style drifting. That is where I think I excel the most. Because it's a more precision style, it's more twists, it's more turns. There's the crowd pleaser aspect. There's some more the high speed drifting, which is I tend to more practice the precision part of it.
Okay, and you, Mr. Benjamin?
So I more gravitate to the high-speed part of the drifting, which is the waterfield aspect.
Right.
Right, and with this new chassis that I'm getting into and learning, I mean, it's really exciting, just being able to put that car at any angle I want at high speed. Yeah.
All right then. Well, you heard from them, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Jaraad Stewart and Jarion Benjamin, both representing Tobago Drift Association, and they continue to do well in drifting, the sport that we think that we should play a little more focus on. I know it's popular, but we should add some more value, and persons could send to eat to make some money and continue to maintain their vehicles, but also encourage young ones to, hey, explore the option of drifting. So thank you for being with us this morning.